Thank you for joining us today. We'd like to first thank you for going through both the professional and personal side of this issue, and continuing to joining Zoom calls and continuing with your mission at NAU. We'd like to thank our allies for lifting your voice during this time. Today's call will be approximately 15 to 20 minutes. We will begin with opening statements by Dr. Chang and the Office of Inclusion, followed by 8 minutes and 46 seconds of reflection and silence. During this time, we will speak the names of the lives lost and hold 3 minutes of silence in honor of George Floyd, who was killed 10 days ago and is being laid to rest today. Following the reflection and silence, we will end the call with closing remarks. At this time, we look forward to hearing from Dr. Chang.
Good afternoon. I want to thank all of you for joining today for this moment of silence and reflection. Inclusion and diversity are important to our NAU community. In these difficult times, we must meet the change we want to see, both on our campus and in our communities. Today, we remember the lives lost: George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and many others. Together, we must do all we can to stop acts of injustice and violence. For all of us at NAU, we can do our part by fostering a campus environment of inclusion. Listen to each other, raise awareness, and advocate for others as active allies. I challenge you to take the time to educate yourselves and elevate campus inclusion. We need to take action, and this is a critical first step. The lumberjack culture of care and inclusion supports and values all of our communities. Let us remember those we have lost and reflect together on how we can build a better future for all members of our society. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chang. We thank you all for taking this important first step. The first step is acknowledgement. Acknowledging that we have a problem here in the United States. When we say we have a problem, we are not talking about the grass, the trees, the mountains, the oceans, the lakes and rivers. We are talking about we, the people, both collectively and individual. We look to ourselves. We begin the acknowledgement by remembering the lives of those who have lost. We have lost to the isms in our society, to hate and to injustice. We must acknowledge these lives and remember them at this moment so we can take the time to reflect upon what their lives meant, not only to their families, but to each and every one of us. They are not just names that scroll across the bottom of your television set or your social media feed. They were valuable members of our society, part of our culture. They were loved. They were cousins, nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles, friends, co-workers, neighbors, husbands, wives, sons, daughters, mothers, and in the case of George Floyd, we know as fathers, as his daughter just recently said, "My father's life will change the world." It is important for us to acknowledge that these isms in our society, this hate, has eroded our institutions, and we have to work collectively to change. Today, we are speaking the names of many of the lives lost. We are speaking about the lives that we have lost to those we entrust with the duty to protect and serve. We are speaking the names of the lives that were lost due to the systemic isms to hate and to injustice in our civilization. It is important to acknowledge that this is just the first step in our collective journey. We ask you to continue this journey with us during our diversity dialogues. We will host a series this summer. We offer these series bi-weekly during the academic year, but given this historic time, this need for collective change, we are implementing a summer series which will feature topics such as Black Lives Matter, the importance of raising your voice, facing the isms of our society, privilege, acknowledging it and checking it, as well as actively creating an inclusive campus community. Lumberjacks, our communities are crying out. Our Native American communities are crying out. Our Pacific Islander communities are calling and crying out. Our Asian communities are crying out. Our queer and trans people of color, our cutie pot community, they are crying out. Our Hispanic, Latina, Latino, Latinx communities, they are crying out. And our Black and African American community, as you see, the ones who are losing their lives at double, triple, and quadruple the rates of other communities are crying out, are begging for help, for justice, for change, asking you to use your privilege to be the change not only that you want to see, but the change that they need to save lives, that we need to save lives. Today, as each name is read, we ask you to say in your head and your mind, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Let it resonate. Hear those words like you have never heard them before. Each face that you see here today and each face that we cannot fit on our screen had the right, the inalienable right to the pursuit of happiness, to liberty, and more importantly, to life. I can't breathe.
Corey Canish, Paul Castaway, Benjamin Whiteshield, Zachary Bareheels, Raymond Gassman, L'Oreal Sinigen, Sarah Lee Circlebear, Alan Locke, Jacqueline Saliers, Lakota Ball Brightman, Julio Bald Eagle, Jonathan Tooby, Tina Fontaine, Mahivist Goodblanket, John T. Williams, Daniel Carvabius, Vincent Chin, Furman Tobera, Dr. Bing Liu, Joseph Ileto, Srinivas Kuchbaltala, Monica Diamond, Tony McDad, Brianna Hill, Dustin Parker, Nina Pop, Dana Martin, Jaslyn Ware, Ashanti Carmen, Claire Legato, Malaysia Booker, Michelle Tamika Washington, Paris Cameron, Chanel Lindsay, Timothy Blanchard, Alante Davis, Chanel Skurlock, Zoe Spears, Brooklyn Lindsay, Denali Berry Stuckley, Tracy Single, Kiki Fantry, Bubba Walker, Pebbles Ladine Doe, Bailey Reeves, B. Love Slater, Hamagio Hamar Berryman, Italy Marlowe, Brianna B.B. Hill, Joanna Medina.
Laylene Kubalet Polanco, Tidy Dansbury, Kiana Mattel, Regina Denise Brown, Junia Franco, Juliana Ferreira, Jesse Hernandez, Vicky Gutierrez, Celine Walker, Tanya Keita Harvey, Felicia Mitchell, Amia Tyree Berryman, Sasha Wall, Carla Patricia Flores Pavone, Nina Fortson, Gigi Pierce, Atasha English, Diamond Stevens, Catalina Christina James, Sasha Garden, Dejanay Stanton, Vantashia Bell, Shanti Tucker, London Moore, Nikki Enriquez, Sierra Minaj Carter Frazier, Roxana Hernandez, Jesse Sumlar, J-Lo McGlory, Brooklyn Brianna Stevenson, Brandy Seals, Albert Garcia, Alejandro Alvarado, Alejandro Valencia Mendez, Alexander Ochoa, Andrew Bird, Andrew James Lucero, Angel Ramos, Anthony Nunez, Antonio Arturo Perez Garcia, Antonio Gerardo Rodriguez, Antonio Juarez, Armando Garcia Muro, Baltasar Escalano Baez, Bartolo Justice Zambrano, Brandon Pequeno, Bryant Alvarez, Brett Rodriguez, Carlos Garcia Petrovic, Christian Chavez.
Christopher Garza, Daniel Francisco Valenzuela, Daniel Navarro, Danny Sanchez, David Campos, David J. Juarez, David Lee Montaño, David Pacas, Dominic Hodges, Eduardo Navarrete, Elena Emi Mondragón, Eleuterio Amaya Torres, Emilio John Cruz Hernández, Eric Álvarez, Eric Pérez, Ernesto Padrón, Ernesto Cedillo, Ernie Macías, Emilio Gómez, Ezequiel Juan Durán, Francisco Valdés, Frankie Sotos, Fred Barragán, Gerardo Coronado, Herbert Diegues, Germán Cornelas, Gilbert Samronio Lobato, Héctor Cisneros Soria, Héctor Gamboa, Henry Rivera Jr., Isaac Cervantes, Isaac Padilla, Isaac Morrieta Golding, Isaías Raciel Ochoa, Isidro Bazán Jr., Ismael López Rodríguez, Jacob Domínguez, Jamie Almares, Jason Magaña Herrera, Jason Negrón, Jeffrey Balboa, Jesús Virelas Contreras, Jesús Cervantes, Jesús Ramón del Toro, Johnny Castro, Johnny Platas, Jonathan Coronel, Jorge Alberto Fuentes, Jorge Víctor, José A. Fernández Ventura, José Agüero.
Ira Latrell Tolles, Wayne Reyes, April Webster, Bernard Moore, Betty Jones, Billy Ray Davis, Zamil Crawford, Brandon Glenn, Christian Taylor, Cynthia Fields, Frank Shepard III, Jason Moland, Jeremy Lett, Jermaine Benjamin, Jessica Nelson Williams, Leroy Browning, Leslie Sack, Lorenzo Hayes, Marcus Clark, Markeisha McMillan, Maya Hall, Nathaniel Pickett, Natasha McKenna, Nina Adams, Norman Cooper, Pamela Shantae Turner, Patterson Brown, Rayshawn Cole, Reginald Moore, Dion Johnson, Amadou Diallo, Brianna Taylor, Ahmad Arbery, Botham Jean, Atiana Jefferson, Oscar Grant, Tamir Rice, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando Castile, Sandra Bland, Brandon Jones, Rakia Boyd, Trayvon Martin, Walter Scott, Jordan Davis, Freddie Gray, George Floyd.
Hello everyone, my name is Destiny King. I'm a coordinator for the Office of Inclusion. I identify as a Black and Indigenous woman coming from the Navajo Nation. My clan is Bitbatoni. My call to action for everyone here today is to take a stand, to speak up against this injustice that is happening towards the communities of people of color. Because I matter, you matter, we matter.
Hi, my name is Jessica Daniels, and I serve as one of the assistant directors in the Office of Inclusion. My call to action today is if you see something, say something.
Hi, my name is Dr. Martin Tees. I'm one of the coordinators in the Office of Inclusion. I'm an African American male. To tell you that I'm mad, I'm tired, I'm angry, but my call to action and my challenge is to continue to fight for inclusion, to help to spread awareness, and to keep asking you to speak up, to speak out, because enough is enough.
Hi, my name is Marion Griffin. I use she, her pronouns. I identify as part of the queer community and also white. My call to action to you today comes from a quote that I recently heard that really shook me. Something to the effect of, being an ally is not a label that we give ourselves. It is a label that others give us based on our actions. So I just want to put that out there. Being an ally is in the details. I encourage you to stand up, to be brave, to have the difficult conversations.
My name is Ivy Banks. I am the Assistant Vice President of Student Affairs, Engagement and Inclusive Excellence, and also the current Director for the Office of Inclusion, Multicultural, and LGBTQIA+ Student Services. I am a proud Black woman, the mother of 3 beautiful Black sons. I am also a very proud alum of NAU, a lumberjack through and through, gold and blue. And my challenge to you today is accordingly. In a little more than 60 days, families from across the state of Arizona, from across this nation, will entrust you with the lives of their students, those that they hold near and dear. So I challenge you to take this opportunity to go back to your office, go back to your department, go back to yourself, and say, how can I make this campus even more inclusive? How can I take this challenge to think about the experiences of our lumberjack students and think about how I can elevate inclusion in my department, in my classroom, in my programs? Students should not have to find their fit when they get here. They should feel it from the moment that they begin to investigate NAU to the moment that they switch that tassel on their cap. So the challenge to you is that we have a short time before families entrust us with the lives of their students. Take the time to make inclusion, not at the periphery of what you do, but at the nucleus of what we do as lumberjacks in service to our students every single day.